Hi crafters, it's Ivy with Craft Addict Studio. Easter has sprung, and so I am making my grandchildren some little non-conventional Easter baskets. I got this idea from Dawn Stamping Thoughts on a YouTube video, and I just couldn't resist trying it out myself to see if I could do it. I made one here for one of my grandchildren. I have 2 boys and 2 girls. And so I really liked the way it turned out. I thought it was really cute. It's made with an ordinary water bottle. I have lots of those laying around that get thrown away, and I thought, wow, what a great idea. I think I'll try to recycle some of my bottles. So I'm going to make one for a boy grandchild next. I've actually already pre-stamped and cut the little tags that just say Happy Easter. They're using the Close to My Heart Some Bunny stamp set, which was a Hostess reward. I don't know that it's available anymore, but you can use any stamp that you want for Easter with Easter thoughts. I just cut them out at 2.5 inches using my Elegant Edges Cricut cartridge, and it's using the birds. It's called Birds, and I just use the oblong shape with the shift and the bird key. Anyway, so I just filled a page because I'm sure there's going to be other children on Easter that so I thought I'd just make some extra ones and hand them out. Okay, so let's get started. You take an ordinary water bottle that you buy from any store. Wash it out real good. Well, if it's only water, you probably don't have to wash it out, but make sure it's dry and clean. Some people mix powders and teas and things like that in them, but just make sure it's clean and dry. Okay, so I've already, and then you cut the label off. Once you do that, you cut the label off, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one off. I've already started one. I'm just going to cut that off. Really easy just to peel off, and you don't have to worry about the extra unless you just want to, the little extra pieces it leaves, because you're going to cover it up with paper anyway. Okay, so you start out by just cutting a hole with your scissors or with a knife. I prefer to use scissors. Actually, this one's pretty dry, so I'm just gonna, cut a little hole there, get that started, and you're gonna cut a U. Where did my little, you know what, let me change scissors. Those are probably not sharp enough. Okay, so let's try that again. Oh yeah, that one's better. Okay, so I use a lot of scissors. So you're just going to cut a U, just so that you have an opening. And this is really fun for kids, and for you too, because they're going to wonder how the heck you got all that candy in that little bottle. Okay, so there's my hole. Now I am going to take some green grass that I bought, and you don't have to use a whole lot of it because you just want to kind of, put it in the ends and hide the part that you can see. So I'm just going to stuff that, and you leave the cap on the bottle. That gives it the illusion of how did they do that. Okay, so I got some in that in, and I'm just going to put some in this in. And making my other one, I started out just shoving candy in it any old way. And then I learned that I couldn't get all my candy in when it came down to the big pieces. So I tried to put the big pieces in first, and so anyway, and I had some jelly beans, and everybody just loves jelly beans in my family. So I thought I would, and I couldn't shove the jelly beans in there, so I thought I would start off by putting the jelly beans in first. That way, the smaller the candy can go down in the crook of the neck. That way they can kind of see the jelly beans in there. So, I've got a whole bunch of jelly beans here. So I'm just going to shove those in there, or just drop them in there, and then just kind of switch them around to the bottom, to the end. That way you can kind of see the jelly beans in both ends, and that gets them excited to open it. Now, okay, so I had tons of candy because if you're a grandmother, you know grandmothers love to spoil their grandchildren. Okay, so I had to figure out how I was going to get all that candy in there. Okay, so I started out with the little ones first, and then I go a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And the best way I found to do it is push everything to the bottom to the other side so that it will be even on all sides. Okay, so next I'm going to put this one and a couple of these. I was really amazed at how much candy I can actually get in here. And then I have some of these chocolate bunnies, and unfortunately they only get one each because I have 6 grandchildren and one on the way. And then a bigger chocolate bunny. And then a Reese's peanut butter egg. As you can see, I continue to just stuff and stuff and stuff. And I think that, oh, one last thing was this. I think I want to put that in before I put the Reese's in there, because this one needs to go all the way across and all the way to the bottom. Now, and then I can put the chocolate bunny in there. You just have to kind of play with it. And I may have to take a couple of these out and put these back in on top again. Here I go again. Rearranging. Okay, so that one just needs to be mashed down. That little corner was poking up. Okay. And then this peanut butter cup can go in the bottom. Reese's peanut butter egg. Okay, now once you get all of this in, and I'm just kind of lifting the edges up a little bit on that end so it'll stuff down in there. Now, they'll just have to do without the gum. Gum's not good for it anyway, like candy is. Okay, so then what I did is I took the clearest Scotch tape I could find, because I want them to think about it a minute, about how Grandma got all that candy in that bottle. And then I am going to tape it shut, like so. And that one sticks out a little bit. Okay, now it's tucked in there. It was rolled, kind of rolled it. Okay, so that one is done. Now I am going to take my paper. And this one, I got the paper from my All Seasons 2. It's got all different kinds of paper for different seasons, and it has some Easter eggs and some bunnies, and then it had this brown paper that says Happy Easter, and I thought that was cute for a boy instead of, you know, all frilly and girly like the little bunnies and the chickens and the sheep. I wanted it to have a little boy thing. So I cut it 4.5 inches by 8.5 inches so that the 4.5 inches is going to go between the grooves here. So it's not going to cover up the whole bottle, just the grooves. So it's 4.5 inches by 8.5 inches long. So I'm going to turn it over, and I glued I glued one end to kind of, and I'm going to put the open part, or the part that's taped down, in the middle of that. And then I'm just going to kind of line it up, and then this just kind of helps hold it in place. So I glued that. So now I'm going to glue the other side down, and then I'm just going to roll it till it hits that glue. So I'm just going to roll it, and it's all glued down. Actually, roll it a little tighter. There we go. I want it to hit that other point. Okay, so there you go. There's that one. Now, what I did is I just took a ribbon on one end, or you can do it in the middle, however you want it, and then just tied a bow. And then you can cut the ends and shape them. I've actually already cut those ends. I normally just kind of cut it like that when I cut it off of the spool. There we go. Tied a tight one. And I am going to push that up so that I have room for my tag. And you can put their names on it, or you can put Happy Easter. You can put any kind of sentiment you want. It's all up to your imagination. Like I said, I pre-cut a whole sheet full so that I would have some for extras. Okay, so then, since the bottle is round, and you know these are not going to lay flat, they'll probably come up. I used a pop dot, or actually it's not really a dot, I don't know what you call these, but you can cut them to the size you want. So, and it's got the backing. It's double-sided with the backing. And then I just turn that however you read it, and turn that right side up would help. And then I'm just going to stick it right here near the bow, like so. And there you go. That took me probably 10 minutes to cut, stuff, and put the paper on it. Of course, you know, I had to take a few minutes to cut out the card, the sentiment card, but very simple, very easy. Anybody could do this. And if you're having your children do it, be sure and cut the bottle for them. Don't let them play with the scissors or a sharp knife. But the rest of it they could do themselves with no problem. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a nice day. Come back again soon. Bye.